We recently spoke with Nissan Prudent when he released his solo album, and now his main band, Chaos Magic, has a new album out called Emerge. And I have the pleasure of speaking with Caterina Nix, singer of Chaos Magic. Welcome, Caterina, to Back to the Arena.
Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you for joining. The bio, I got to start off with this. The bio says that you are quote unquote mesmerizing. Tell me about that.
Oh, well, I didn't say that, by the way. Those words are not mine, but I have to be grateful for that, whoever said that.
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's funny because I read so many bios and all the bands are always like, it's like they never read the bio. And it's like, it's news to them what I'm reading to them. But it's funny, some of the stuff.
Well, I have to say, I agree. What else can I say?
Well, hey, you are what you are.
That's correct.
So I mentioned Nissan a minute ago, and both he and you are from Chile. Is that the first connection the two of you had when putting the current lineup for the band together?
Well, I've been working with Frontiers since 2015, 2014, when we released the first album for Chaos Magic, right? So back then, Nissan was not part of the band or part of the project. I was working directly with Timo Tolkki. So the first production for Chaos Magic was not, Nissan was not involved. But yeah, that was my first approach, like to an international project. I had been working with my own band, Agonia, back in the day. And that kind of opened the door for us to create this project and then to continue with it once Timo was gone.
Yeah. And how has that been? Is there like a big difference when people come and go in bands, or does it generally kind of flow seamlessly?
Well, the thing is that at first this was created as a solo project for Timo and myself. The label was looking for a female singer to sing in this project. So I was kind of hired to it, but then it started going really well, and opportunities started to appear, and I decided to create a band in order to play these songs live. So that's how kind of it started, like settling down as a band. So
okay.
The first members, it's only Carlos Hernandez who has stayed in the band consistently. The other members, when we had the possibility to tour, they just simply they couldn't. So I had to find people who was able to travel to, take this as a serious project and not just like a hobby.
Yeah. And you mesmerized them.
I did.
So the new album Emerge dropped on June 17th. How has the response been so far?
It's been great. We've had so many great reviews. Like, I'm really impressed because everything that I was thinking for the sound and, the mixture of different styles that I was conceiving in my mind, it transpired into the project the way I wanted, and that was very well received, and it has been seen, by the people who has heard the album. So I'm very happy about that, and I'm very happy about the reception it has had so far. I'm getting requests for more CDs that I don't have because pretty much I've sold them all, and it's been great. I mean, I really hope that this goes even further than our previous work. And so far, we have gotten really good opportunities here in Chile to return to the stages, because as you know, we've been away from the stages for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And I really hope that our return is going to be triumphant because we're going to be opening for Beast in Black and Nightwish on one same show. We're going to be playing with Timo Tolkki and with Mira in November.
Okay. So has it been 3 years since you've been on stage, or has it just been 3 years since you've toured?
Both.
I mean, okay.
Last time we were up on the stage was when we were touring with Visions of Atlantis. And the moment we came back to Chile, like a week after that, well, hell broke loose,
Yeah.
basically, with the pandemic. So they were closing the airports, and we didn't really know what the effects of the virus were going to be. Like, everything was very new, and everyone was frightened. And it was like, from one day to the other, we had our lives changed so drastically.
Yeah. And everybody said, oh, just give it a couple of weeks. It'll be done.
Exactly.
3 years later, here we are. All right.
Two kinds of people.
Yeah.
People who thought that this was the apocalypse, and other people who didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, yeah. And yeah, I agree with you right there. So let's talk about your singles and your videos that you've done for the new album, starting with the title track, Emerge.
All right. Well, I decided to make videos of the most significant songs that I envisioned in my mind. So Emerge, I wanted it to be the first single and the presentation of what Emerge, like the album, was going to be. And then I thought, you know what? We need to show the complete range of styles that we have in our album. So going from Emerge to In the Depth of Night, you see two completely opposite style-wise. But I think they belong in the same universe.
Yeah.
So to speak. So I wanted to do something really dark with Emerge, and In the Depth of Night is more like a party song. The vibe is completely different. It's it has like an AOR kind of feel to it. And I thought it could be like really appropriate, since we are working with Frontiers Records, and they do have this whole roster of AOR bands and a huge following there. So I said, you know, we're going to do something with a hint to that. And then Return to Darkness with Beneath Your Skin.
Yeah, that was the video you released on the day the album dropped, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about that one. Like, what made you go? I know you kind of explained Emerge to In the Depth of Night, but what made you guys want to put out that one as a third? Because it's one of my favorite songs on the album. Thanks.
Well, I think it has like all the elements that identify our sound as Chaos Magic, you know, because I really like to play with the rhythms, for example, and it has like a really powerful riff, and it vocally it was challenging for me, because if we speak technically, I hadn't used the mixed voice very much during my career, so I was sort of just finding a new voice for myself. So it was a challenge, and we really loved the results, and we wanted to show it to the world, basically, and because it reflects and gives you a wider idea of what the album is. Yeah, I kind of like when groups have different styles on the same album, because, you know, sometimes you get to song 6, song 7, you're like, I've heard this already, but your guys, you know, you kind of mix it all up, and that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's what we try to do. I mean, we try to mix it up a little bit, but always we keep what we have designed as our own sound in mind. So it's hard work. It's hard work to try to innovate and trying to find different feels to the songs that you're creating, while keeping your own sound, because we are very much aware of the sound that we're trying to have and to show to the world as Chaos Magic. Yeah. One of the other songs I wanted to ask about, because it was also another one that I really liked, was When If Not Today. What can you tell me about that song? Well, again, playing with the rhythms, I kind of have a disturbed kind of thing going on there. So yeah, I love that kind of bands, and I wanted to incorporate something like that into the album. I always do. Like Nason is always trying to, you know, balance what we should be doing and what I want to do. So I have tons of ideas, and I have tons of influences and things that I want to get into our music. but he's the one that says, you know what, this, it's going to be useful. This, no. So, in the end, One If Not Today, well, it talks about the period that we were going through during, the pandemic. And I was going through some really rough times. Like I was having a family issue that was completely heartbreaking. So I tried to use the music and, what I had inside to heal a little bit. And it wasn't an easy process. And When If Not Today, it's a little bit about that. I mean, looking yourself in the mirror and saying, you know what, every day is a new opportunity to do something different. Even though if you're secluded in your home without being able to do anything, I think change starts within. So that's a little bit what If Not Today speaks about.
Is it hard to do songs that are personal without being too personal in the song and like revealing all the details? Is it hard to like write that?
Well, I have to find a balance, because I was telling you, I really use music as therapy, and sometimes, it can get a little bit too personal, but I try to write lyrics that people are going to be able to relate to. And well, this kind of experience that they happen to everyone, and at some point in their lives, they're going to have heartache, and they're going to have their heart broken. They're going to have a breakup. They're going to have, I don't know, somebody close to them die. And the idea for me is that people are able to connect not only through the music itself, but also through the content of the lyrics.
Yeah, well, that's very cool. I mean, it's cool that you keep the fans in mind, to let them relate to it and not just make it all about you or, somebody in the band.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the idea, because I'm not making music just for myself. I also have the fans in mind, or people that, might discover our music and say, oh, well, I like that and I relate to that.
Yeah. So what does the second half of 2022 have in store for Chaos Magic now that the album is in the hands of your fans? I know you mentioned some shows, but what else do you have big plans for the summer or the fall that you can let us know about?
Well, you know what? Being in Chile, it's not easy to plan to go abroad, especially because the COVID situation is still out there. It's still an issue. We were seeing the possibility of going maybe to Argentina, to Colombia, something, relatively close. But you're still having shows that are getting canceled because of COVID, or because someone got it, and they have to just leave everyone behind. So it's a lot of risk to plan for a big tour, for example, a European tour, which we want to do maybe for next year, 2024. Just I want to make sure that sort of normality returns to the world, if it does. So, but for now, we have like these great shows that I was telling you about here in Chile, and we'll take it from there. I mean, I don't want to push myself too hard, because there's a lot in stake.
Yeah. Basically. I see a lot of great shows that I wish I could go to in Chile. We've had Guy Oliver on the show, and I speak with him through social media a lot, and I see his posts, and I'm jealous because we don't get any of this kind of stuff here in the States.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you get different things, and there is a lot of audience for this kind of bands. Yeah. Chile. So if you mention, for example, Nightwish, there is a big following. So yeah, those are great opportunities, and I know it's a little bit different from what happens in America, but I think the COVID situation is still getting adjusted. So I think maybe it's gonna get wider once normality returns.
Yeah, if it ever does.
If it ever does.
Yeah. I mean, what we get over here is, 50, 67-year-old guys still rocking on stage. Like we got the big stadium tour going on now with, exactly. Motley Crue and Def Leppard. But, sometimes we want to see the new stuff, the new melodic rock stuff. And that's kind of why I play it here on the show.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's growing. I saw that you had, well, Visions of Atlantis was touring in the US a bit ago. They went to Canada, I think, too. And I see that a few bands are aiming to the US. I would love to go there. I would love it. But we still have plans to do. So I don't
Yeah.
say no to that.
Yeah. We'll see you over here eventually, right?
I think so. Yeah, it's within our plans. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So name drop for me. Who are some of your favorite musicians or singers that you are friends with or have worked with in the past?
Oh, well, the light again. I don't know what's going on. Okay, sorry. Well, just to start, Mysteria, right? He is, Bruce Dickinson's keyboard player and a great friend. He's an amazing musician, and we are so lucky that he has been with us touring in Europe with the live band. And I think he's just amazing, and I'm very, very lucky to work with him and to continue to contribute with him, the Vivaldi Metal project. And he also played with us a song in the album, so I'm super glad about it. And well, all the collaborations we have made. Ronnie Romero, it's a really good friend too. He is from Chile. We've met a bunch of times, and he's just a really nice human being also. And well, Elina Sirala, she's great, so professional. And Saer Sorgati, I was amazed when he said yes to our collaboration, because he's a big deal out there, and he just happened to love the song Desert Rose. Like, he was so happy that somebody was coming with this idea of making a metal cover for it, and he was just jumped on board right away.
Very cool. Now, who have you not met that you would love to work with? Is there anybody that pops into your head right away that you would love to either do a collaboration with or tour with or something like that?
I love Cristina Scavia. If you ask me about a dream collaboration, that would be it. I think she's great in every way, like as a musician, and I love how she has managed herself during her career and within her band.
Okay, have you guys ever reached out to each other to plan something, or are we going to do that right now?
I must confess that at one point I tried to contact her management, but I got no reply.
Okay. Well, she should collaborate with you. Gosh darn it.
I've never seen her do lots of collaborations. Like, I saw her with Megadeth. I'm not sure if she has any others.
Oh, well, maybe you'll be the second. Maybe we can make that happen.
That'd be great. Maybe, you never know.
Well, we have a segment here on the show before I let you go. It's called Rapid Rocker Response, where we just read you off some random questions, nothing to do with your album, your music. It's just kind of to pick inside your brain a little bit. Are you a game for that?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Let's see where this goes.
Yeah. Something you can't prepare for, right?
Yeah.
So tell me, what or who do you think about before you fall asleep at night?
Oh, my kid.
Okay.
My baby. I have a 3-year-old boy, and he's amazing, and he sleeps right next to me. I don't want him to sleep alone, and that's the way we chose it.
Yeah.
I think about it all the time.
Very cool. When was the last time you laughed at yourself?
Every day, maybe when I look myself in the mirror without makeup.
I find that hard to believe, but we'll let you have we'll let you have that answer. What object do you lose the most?
Money.
Do you really lose it, or do you spend it?
I spend it badly.
Yeah, we all do. Is there a tame animal that you're secretly terrified of?
An animal?
Yeah, like is there like a dog or a cat or an animal that's normally not harmful? Is there an animal that you're afraid of, like a squirrel or
Oh,
I don't know what
no.
you have down there in Chile. I only know what we have in the States.
No, we don't have any squirrels, but I would be delighted to have squirrels around. Yeah, no, I like all animals. I like rats. I mean, if I find a rat somewhere, I'll rescue it. I've done it before. Like one of my cats once tried to catch a rat, and I took it in a box and took it to a hill nearby.
So you're not scared of any little animals. You kind of would
Not
embrace
at
them
all.
all. Yeah.
I love insects. I love animals. I don't mind, having a spider next to me or whatever.
See that I can't agree with that one, but that's all right. If a movie was made of your life, what kind of movie would it be? Would it be a drama, an action, a rom-com? What kind of movie would your life be?
Wow, that's a really nice question. I don't know. It would be like a dark comedy, maybe.
A dark comedy, okay. Is that your personality when you're in your normal everyday life?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do
If
you
I
have
could
a
describe my personality, that would be it.
do you have a joke that you could tell us?
Not right now.
No. Okay. Final question for you. What is a weird quirk that you have? Like, what do you think is weird about yourself?
I'm obsessed with perfume.
Perfume. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
it's good to smell good.
Yeah, it is. It's a little bit dangerous when it turns into an obsession, but I'll leave it there.
And is that where all your money goes then?
Basically,
Yeah.
that is always for my kid.
Okay. Well, that's a good one though. That's always good. Well, you probably didn't think we were going to be talking about perfume on the in any interview you're going to do for this album, but everybody needs to go out and get the brand new Chaos Magic Emerge CD. They can follow you on Facebook at Caterina Nix, on Instagram at Caterina_Nix_official. Caterina, thanks for talking with us and the listeners of Back to the Arena today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun.